On a quiet Indianapolis street, a suspected car break-in ended with 2 shots. A young man dead in a neighbor's yard, and a 16-year-old facing an adult murder charge. What began as a report of someone checking vehicles on Pluto Drive quickly became a case about fear, firearms, property, and the split-second decisions that can change several lives forever. This is the story of the August 23, 2023 killing of 18-year-old Terry Ross, and the courtroom outcome that followed. Before we continue, remember to comment, like, share, and subscribe to the Calendar of Crime so you don't miss future episodes. Your support helps us bring carefully researched stories to more viewers, and your comments help keep the conversation respectful and informed. Just after 6:20 in the morning, Indianapolis Metropolitan Police were called to the 7,000 block of Pluto Drive on the city's west side. Officers found a wounded man outside a home. He was later identified as Terry Ross. Reports said Ross had been wearing a black mask and was lying face down in a yard, only a short distance from a neighbor's front door. The scene was discovered by a neighbor and his family, who called 911 and tried to help. The reporting described Ross as having remained in the grass for nearly half an hour before he was found. He died only a few feet from the neighbor's door. For the people living on the street, the morning was no longer an ordinary start to the day. It had become a sudden and deeply unsettling homicide investigation. Investigators soon focused on a nearby home. Court documents later reported that officers saw 2 bullet holes in a second-floor window. Police knocked at the residence, and after an initial delay, a 16-year-old answered the door. According to the documents, he acted as though he did not know what had happened. Investigators then began piecing together what may have led to the gunfire. The teenager told police that his mother had security cameras. He reportedly said the video showed a person in a ski mask and hoodie checking vehicles around the neighborhood. His mother told investigators that a Ring camera alert had awakened her and showed someone breaking into cars in the driveway. She then alerted her son because she was frightened. The account described in court records was that the teenager saw a masked person at his mother's blue Dodge Charger. Police said surveillance video showed Ross opening the driver's door, looking through the vehicle, then turning and walking away from the camera's view. Investigators also believed that video from other homes showed attempts to enter multiple cars nearby. At the same time, the reports said Ross did not try to enter any homes and did not appear to be armed. According to the police account, the teenager retrieved his mother's 9mm handgun and fired 2 shots from the upstairs window. The first shot was followed by Ross moving away from the property, and a second shot was also reported. Investigators found ammunition and shell casings, while the firearm was reportedly discovered wrapped in clothing inside a storage container in the mother's bedroom. 2 phones were also found near Ross. One question quickly became central to the case. Where does a person's right to protect a home or property end? And where does unlawful deadly force begin? An attorney interviewed in the early reporting explained that Indiana law can treat a home and its immediate surrounding area differently from a public place. But whether a particular shooting is legally justified depends on the facts, the circumstances, and the court's evaluation of the evidence. The issue was not settled simply because a vehicle was allegedly being entered. The accused teenager did not call police after the shooting. According to court documents, both he and his mother later declined to give statements after being detained for questioning. Police arrested him, and he was initially held without bond. The case then moved beyond the juvenile system. After the formal filing, Gabriel Hernandez was charged as an adult with murder and dangerous possession of a firearm. The original murder charge, however, was not the final legal outcome. On March 17, 2025, a Marion County judge accepted Hernandez's plea agreement. Hernandez pleaded guilty to 1 count of voluntary manslaughter. In exchange, the state dismissed the murder and dangerous possession charges. He was sentenced to 15 years with the Indiana Department of Correction, or Adult Detention Center, along with 1 year of home detention or community corrections, for a total of 16 years of court-ordered supervision and confinement, as reported in the case coverage. Fox 59 also reported a jail credit of 601 days. That resolution left a complicated picture behind. Terry Ross was killed after police said he had been moving through a neighborhood and checking vehicles. Gabriel Hernandez, who was 16 at the time, faced the consequences of firing a gun from inside a home. The case did not end with a simple hero and villain explanation. It raised difficult questions about fear, responsibility, guns in the home, the protection of property, and how quickly a suspected offense can become a fatal confrontation. For the residents of Pluto Drive, the legal language could not erase the memory of that morning. A dark masked figure, a nearby window, 2 shots, and a young man found in a yard. The case also serves as a reminder that when people believe a crime is happening, calling law enforcement is safer than taking matters into their own hands. A decision made in seconds can lead to years of grief, court proceedings, and consequences that cannot be undone. Terry Ross's death became one entry in Indianapolis's long record of violent crime, but behind the case number was an 18-year-old person whose life ended on a residential street. The prosecution ended in a voluntary manslaughter conviction rather than a murder conviction, but the central loss remained the same. 2 families were changed, a neighborhood was shaken, and a question about property protection became a life-altering tragedy. Thanks for watching. Please comment, share, like, and subscribe for future episodes from the Calendar of Crime.